Hey guys, welcome back to Renaissance Man Media, and today I'm going to be coming at you with my John Wick Chapter 4 movie review. And to let everyone know, there will be spoilers in this review. I did my non spoiler review in basically 15 seconds with the short that I just put on the channel. I don't. Non spoiler reviews, I've just never really understood them. I get you don't want to spoil the movie for everybody, don't get me wrong about that, but when people make like a 30-minute video that is non spoiler, I'm like, what are you basically going to say? You're either going to say yes you liked it or yes you didn't like it, and you just have to be really vague. So to me there's no point. So anyway, spoiler warning. I'll give you like a couple seconds to click off the video if you haven't seen it, because I do recommend, if you haven't seen the movie, do not watch this video. Okay, let's hope they clicked off. So John Wick's dead. I didn't see that coming. So yeah, like I completely thought that they were just going to ride this thing out as long as Keanu Reeves was down to do it. I thought they were going to do a John Wick Chapter 5, honestly, and maybe I guess that, I had a buddy that was telling me that he was like, "Oh yeah, he's coming back," and I'm like, if you saw the end of the movie and the way they kind of foreshadowed it with "What do you want on your tombstone?" He's like, "Loving husband." I don't see it. I think that the director said that he's done with John Wick for quite a while. He's put the character to bed. Um, I think that John Wick is kind of, I don't want to say lost his mojo, because I love this movie. So that I don't mean like it's starting to become dull. I just mean like John Wick in the first movie was the boogeyman, Baba Yaga. And I just feel like we're getting to the point where if we see him consistently, granted it's been 4 years since the last movie came out, he kind of loses his luster. John Wick is, in a way, kind of like Michael Myers from Halloween. If a movie came out every 2 years, like what they've been doing with the Halloween series, it loses its luster. But if you come out with one every now and again, it still keeps the mystique of the character. But yeah, I don't think audiences are tired of John Wick. I think honestly, Hollywood, they don't, they don't make enough like just solid, hey, we're not trying to make a statement here. We just want you to sit back and enjoy a good time at the movies, which is exactly what John Wick is, especially Chapter 4. So to get into it, if I can remember everything that happened, because I guess we just need to go back. So the beginning of the movie, the Lawrence Fishburne's character, I forgot. I think he's just called like the Underground King or something. I don't remember what exactly he's called. He shows up. John's punching a punching bag, but he's bruising up his fists. He's getting them bloodied, and he's ready for something. Obviously, revenge. And John, he gets sent on a mission to basically track down some guys. In the third movie, It's been a couple years since I saw the third one, but he has to go to the Middle East to deal with something with the High Table. This one, he basically, in the first 5 minutes, he's in the Middle East again. He kills a guy that's ahead of something, and the guy's like, "If you kill me, John, it's pointless because just someone else will take my place." That someone else becomes the Skarsgård kid that's from It. He's in here. He has a bad French accent. Did it pull me out of the movie? No. Do I think they could have cast somebody else in that part? Yeah, for sure. I don't know if he'd do it, because I don't know if he's retired from acting, but the guy that I'm like would be perfect for that role would have been Jean Reno, the guy that plays Leon the Professional. Even though he's an old man, you don't need him to do any action, because the Skarsgård kid didn't do any action in this movie. So I felt like Jean Reno would have been the perfect guy to play a former, he's a head of an assassin organization, and he basically is just kind of like, well, I'm so high up that I don't have to do any of the dirty work anymore. That would have made sense to me, that Jean Reno could say, I built this whole thing with the amount of bodies that I laid on the foundation. So anyway, yeah, so John kills that guy, and then I can't remember everything that happened, but basically soon after that, he ends up going to Japan. I forgot the guy's name. That's the actor that isn't. He basically is the head of the Japan hotel, just the same way that Winston is the head of the New York hotel. That dude was awesome in this movie. Then Donnie Yen shows up later on. I liked his character. I would say I liked the guy that was the head of the Japanese hotel a little bit more. Like I said, I forgot his name. I know he's in the Wolverine movie. He's in other things. I think he's in The Last Samurai as well, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, I love the stuff. The Japanese stuff was awesome. One of my favorite scenes in that is when the head of the hotel goes like downstairs, and you basically see a bunch of guys. It looks like I think they're playing cards. And he just goes, "Hey, we have some guests that require your hospitality." And they're like, "Okay." And they go, and it looks like they're in a kitchen where like there's freezers. They open up the freezers, and there's like samurai swords, nunchucks, throwing stars. I'm just like, fuck yes. I'm like, I'm not going to curse a ton on this channel. I'll try not to, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. So, love that. The action scene, like I said, I don't have to give away everything, I suppose, but the action was great throughout this movie. The cinematography, especially in the Japanese hotel, was amazing. And yeah, and eventually John, like he shows up there because the head of the Japanese hotel is his friend. And eventually, I'll kind of fast forward a little bit. He finds himself where he needs to basically be tied to a member of a family. You have to have like a seal or something, a crest on you, be part of a family. He goes back to like, I thought it was Belarus, but maybe I'm wrong. And anyway, his family that adopted him when he was an orphan or something like that, he had to do a special mission, do something, get the thing on his arm, and then he's good to go. And then showdown with the bad guy. But all leading up to that, the stuff in France was all great. Like I said, I don't have to ruin all of it for you guys. But overall, I thought I just thought everything was at the standard of what I expect from a John Wick movie. The acting was just what I need. Look, Keanu Reeves, I'll be honest, does he do a great job of like acting as John Wick? I mean, his lines are incredibly like wooden. But that being said, that's what Keanu Reeves is for the most part as an actor. And for John Wick, it works. Sometimes I do almost laugh inside where I'm like, oh gosh. But it's not what I come there for. Like, I don't need John Wick to give me some like thrilling speech that's the cool thing about John Wick is he's not giving the cliche like comebacks about like you're fired, like stuff like that. Like he's not saying that, or your luggage. A lot of the Arnold ones. Those worked at that time, but I think that's another reason why John Wick works is because it doesn't come across as cheesy. It's just slick action that's well choreographed. It's not, I forgot what they call it, but the rapid cuts where you're just like, you're getting a headache because they're spinning you around. Like as a viewer, your eyes are constantly going this way. John Wick doesn't do that. It's been the same way basically since the first one. I think the director has been the same person, but basically we're going to have action scenes that can last like up to like around like 8 to 10 seconds. You actually get to like see good viewpoint of what's going on. And then, when it's time to cut to something else, we'll do that. But the way they keep the action fresh in this movie is very refreshing. And just overall, like I said, the action was great. The cinematography was great. The scenes, the locations were really good. I mean, some stuff I'm sure was CGI, but at the same time, a lot of it looked pretty real. The stuff in France was beautiful. And yeah, overall, I would just say that I had a great time at the movies. And, the last movie, and granted, I haven't been going to the theater a ton, but that's mostly because I haven't seen anything on the horizon that was really grabbing my attention that I really needed to see. Honestly, the last movie that I loved in theaters was Top Gun Maverick from last summer. So, yeah, it's been a while. Hopefully 2023 will be a better year for movies. 2022 for me just had The Batman and had Top Gun Maverick. Everyone told me I had to see Everything Everywhere All at Once. I never did my movie review for that. Maybe I should. It's been months since I've seen it, but I didn't care for that movie. Did I absolutely hate it? No, but it just, whatever people loved about that movie, I was not its target audience. I just thought it was reaching really hard to be something super special, and then at the end, I'm just like, well, what were you? But anyway, back to John Wick. So, yeah, not to get into everything, but at the end, John Wick dies, at least for now. I do think he's dead. Shout out to a guy named Adam. I think it's either Adam Rants or Adam Does Movies. He's a guy, I think, from Minnesota. But anyway, white guy, brown hair. Anyway, if you see that guy, he puts up good content. I follow his channel. He's a good dude that just loves movies, and he's been struggling is not the right word, but he's a guy that basically has still been trying to find his niche. He's got more viewership now, but he's a guy that could use your support if you end up seeing this video. Go to either Adam Rants Movies or Adam Does Movies, something like that. You'll find him. But yeah, he posted a video talking about like John Wick 4. I didn't even end up watching the video, but the title was John Wick 4, like a video game. And there are moments in this that definitely does feel like a video game, but it made me think. I was talking to my buddy at work the other day. I said, if John Wick 4 is going to be the end, and it's the final chapter, at least it appears to be because John Wick died, well, I think it would be appropriate that if you want to keep the franchise going and have life, but at the same time not run everything into the ground, I think take a break from movies for quite a long time. I really think you could leave it at 4, and that's fine, and we can look back on the John Wick quadrilogy and be happy. But do a video game. A video game would be perfect to explore the John Wick universe of the assassins and all that kind of stuff, the hotel, the high table, fighting through that, playing as John Wick. John Wick is basically a video game character. I mean, there's a scene in the movie where he falls from like an apartment building, and he falls, I don't know, 3 stories, 2 stories, something like that, onto a car and then onto the street. And I looked over to my buddy that I was watching the movie with, and I just was like, where's the plot twist at where it reveals that John Wick is a Terminator? And he laughed, and I'm like, I mean, it's in the third one, at the end of the third one, he falls from an incredibly height after getting shot, and he somehow survives. And yeah, so like I said, I mean, it's a movie, we know, and John Wick, like I said, is the boogeyman, so it seems like there's some Michael Myers like mysticism about what he's, what it takes to kill him. But like I said, he did end up dying in this movie. So for me, a video game would be perfect because John Wick takes bullets anyway. He gets stabbed, whatever it is, and then he keeps going through it. His cardio is crazy. And yeah, it would just be perfect. So I think that's what they should do next. But yeah, so overall, what would I rate John Wick? I have my own rating system. For me, this was not a masterpiece, but in a way it kind of was, because as far as an action movie goes, this is exactly what I want. So I guess I'll say this. As far as an action movie goes, this is close to a masterpiece. I will say maybe the only thing it lacks is like John Wick doesn't like have like emotion, any kind of emotion that really gets to you. It's all just like just enjoying this. But there are certain action movies that like actually can make you feel something. So this didn't make me feel anything great. That's why it doesn't get masterpiece. But like it's just as overall, like I have my buy it on Blu-ray, and that's basically I think that's what I have. What did I have? You guys are watching me do this, recording. I'm not going to edit this, but I had Guilty Pleasure. Yeah, I buy it, own it. Buy it, own it is my next best review. So yeah, to me, this is a definitely buy it, own it. It'll be nice because, like I said, the last movie that I bought on Blu-ray was Top Gun Maverick, so it'll be nice to add to my collection. But yes, if you have not seen John Wick 4, why'd you watch this review? But obviously, if you have, for the rest of you, what did you think about it? Comment, like, subscribe. And yeah, overall, like I said, John Wick 4, I think, did a great job of wrapping things up, but giving you so much content. It didn't feel stale to me. John Wick 4 just was like, nope, this is right at the level of John Wick 3, John Wick 1. If I had to rate them, that's something that I want to do. I'll still say the first one is the best because it was fresh and it was more relatable, because it's like you got this assassin that you didn't know about at the very beginning of the movie that basically is just trying to have a normal life. I love that they didn't do, I think that's what made John Wick great, is they didn't do the, hey, your wife, someone killed your wife, you got to go after it. It's like, we've seen Taken, we've seen that kind of stuff. This is a lot better, that like, lost his wife, she gives him a dog, you killed the dog not thinking much of it, and you didn't realize who you screwed with, and then you see this whole world. And John Wick 2 expands on it. Now, I will admit, I only watched John Wick 2 once, and it was a couple years ago on like Amazon Prime, I think. And I need to rewatch it because I was bored by that movie, but I'll rewatch it because maybe I missed something. John Wick 3 I saw in theaters 2019, loved it. I thought it was on par with the first one. And then this last one I thought was right on par with John Wick 3. So if I had to rate them, I will say the first one is my favorite just because of how fresh it is. And then I will say I need to rewatch the third one as well. And you can say maybe it's recency bias, but I would say this fourth one I will put second, the third one right behind it, third, and then John Wick 2 to me is last. And like I said, for me, there's the 3 up here, and then John Wick 2 is just kind of like, it's okay. But now, like I said, maybe I need to rewatch it. But anyway, that's it for my review, my spoiler review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to do more movie reviews like this in this format. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and you have a nice day.